In this lesson, we will improve the user onboarding process at ITLifeSkills. First, we will review the current user onboarding process. Then we introduce the new process. After that, we will learn about the new user onboarding process in detail. Next, we will update the user creation PowerShell script that we built in the previous lesson to get it to work with the new onboarding process. Then we will run the PowerShell script and verify. Finally, we sum up our lesson with the keynotes. Let's review the current user onboarding process. As you know, after candidates are offered jobs, the HR team updates their information to the employee list in the internal SharePoint site. Then the service desk team enter the user information into an Excel file and add it to a ticket to sysadmin to create new users. The sysadmin create new users and update the account information into the Excel file and transfer the ticket to the service desk team. After building the user creation PowerShell script in the previous lesson, I showed it to my manager and we got the approval from the upper management to work with the service desk team and the HR team to come up with a new process. And we tried the process for 6 months, fixing all related issues before it was formally approved. Here is the process. After the HR team updates the employee information to the internal SharePoint site, they also export the user information to an Excel file and save it to a file server. A schedule task pick up the Excel files and create the user account and generate a ticket to service desk team with the account information. Let's learn the details of the new user onboarding process at ITLifeSkills. First, the HR team puts the file new users.csv file to the network drive of human resources user management, which means on the file server cpvms01, the new users.csv file is stored at the location D departments human resources user management. At running, the user creation PowerShell script checks to see if the new users.csv file exists at the location. If exists, it will create all the new users based on their information in the file. After creating each user, the script appends the user information to the provision users.csv file stored on the file server at the location D departments human resources user management completed folder, then adding the account information to the current user objects, then add the current user objects to the user accounts objects. At completed, the script removes the new users.csv file and appends the user accounts objects, which now contain all the new account information to the current users.csv file stored on the file server at the same completed folder. It then generates a ticket to the service desk team. As you can tell, after these two final steps, the provision users.csv file contains all the new user information provided by the HR team. It will be used to check against any data issues. The current users.csv file contains all the user accounts that was created by the PowerShell script. Let's review the user creation PowerShell script that we updated the new path to get it to work on the file server. First is the logon script. On the file server, it is stored at the scripts data logon scripts.csv file. Let's check the logon scripts variable. As you can see, it was able to pull all the information from the logon script.csv file, so it looks good. Next is the creation date. It is the date when the account is created. So let's verify the creation date. As you can see, it is the today date, 2024, November the 9th. The base path is the path to get to our files, and on the file server, it is at the departments, human resources, user management, and the new user path is the path to new users.csv file. So let's verify the new user path. It is correct. The provision path is the path to the provision users.csv file. Let's verify it. It looks good. And the current user path is the path to the current users.csv file. Let's check it. And it's show up correctly. Everything looks good. Next, the script checks if the new users.csv file exists. To do that, we use the test path command and we test against the new user path variable and we store it in new file variable. And we put the if filter to make sure the remaining script only runs if new files is true. Let's verify it. So in this case, it is true, which means the script will run. Let's verify the user's variable to check the content of the new users.csv file. As you can see, it only contains one user and it looks good. The next update is that after the account of the current user is created, we append the user information to the provision users.csv file. And you may remember in the previous lesson, we only exported this information that we thought is required by the service desk team. However, when working with the service desk team and the HR team, they wanted us to add this information to the current user objects. So let's remove the user data objects. Then we need to make sure we add the current user to the user accounts objects. Now, after the for loop completed, we remove the new user.csv file and we append the user accounts object, which now contain all the new accounts information to the current users.csv file. Before running the script, let's verify the content of the user management folder. As you can see, it contains the new users.csv file, and here is the content of the new user.csv file. Now let's close this and open the completed folder. As you can see, it doesn't have any files. To run Active Directory PowerShell commands on the file server, cpvfs01, we have to install the Active Directory module for Windows PowerShell. To do that, we open the search box and type in Server Manager. And here we click on Manage and click on Add Roles and Features. Then we click Next, then click Next, and click Next, and click Next. In the feature, we search for the Remote Server Administration Tools, then click on the Role Administration Tools and select Active Directory module for Windows PowerShell in the ADDS and ADLDS tools. Then click Next, then click Install and wait until it's complete and click on Close. That's it. Now let's run the script. That's it. It has just created the user Pamela Srini and her home folder. Everything looks good. Let's now verify the user management folder. We notice that the new users.csv file was deleted from the user management folder. When we open the completed folder, we see that the script created the current users.csv file and the provision users.csv file. Let's open the provision users.csv file. As you can see, the script appended the user information from the new users.csv file to this file. And here is the content of the current users.csv file. As you can see, beside the user information from the new users.csv file, the script added the same account name to provide the username of the user and the account password to provide the current password of the user and the created on to provide the account creation date and the status set to new to allow the service desk team to know that it is the new account, and the service desk team member who works on setting up the equipment for the user will change the status to onboarding, and after completed he will add the batch number, assign seat, and computer name for the user and change the status to completed. Let's verify the account settings in Active Directory users and computers. To do that, we click on the Human Resources OU and click on Refresh, then double click on the account Pamela Srini. All the user information in the General tab is correct, so click on the Address tab. The country is set to United States, so it's good. Let's click on the Account tab. So the user principal name is pks at hq.itlifeskills.local and the user logon name or same account name is pks, and the box user must change password at next logon checks, so it's good. Let's click on the Profile tab and the logon script set to hr.bat, and here is the path to the user home folder. It's good. Let's click on the Organization tab. The job title, the department, the company name, and the manager name is correct, so everything looks good. Here is the user home folder. Let's verify the permissions. To do that, we need to right-click on the folder and click on Properties and click on Security tab and click on the user. As you can see, the user has full control permission on the folder. Everything is good. Let's click OK. That's it. This is the end of this lesson. Let's read the keynotes.